All right, let's finish up this unit. Our sampling distributions for means or proportions. So um, just really be careful on what is the claim or the population amount versus what is that sample amount, okay? So here we had the population amount was 60%. Our sample size, we did 96 taste tests. And then here are, so then remember that the center of all of the samples will be this, should be the same as the population, where the population is claimed to be. And then remember that this standard deviation is based off of that population standard deviation. Okay, and then I'm always rounding to two significant digits, in which I guess in this case was just 0.05. Must have been a 0 after that, because if it had had a number, I would have put a number there. Now, the sample results that we got were 0.70 from that sample of 96. So then here was your z-score with your p-hat, seeing your sample, seeing how far that is away from the center of the p-hats. And then, of course, over that standard deviation of p-hats was just 2. So we wanted to go more than, so we norm CDF'd, and I didn't write that in here, but we norm CDF from 2, 99 to go greater than. All right, here we had this. It was a mean problem. And we were told that the rents are normally distributed, so the population, but it did ask us about what, okay, so this is, so the mean of all the population is 780, but we want to know the probability that the average rent for, you randomly select 9 professionally managed apartments, okay? So what's the probability that the average rent, not one single apartment's rent? If it had asked you about one single apartment's rent, then you would have used this standard deviation of 150, but it did not. It asked you about the average of the 9. So that is why then the standard deviation we use is the 150 divided by that square root of 9, which is 50, not 3, okay? And so then there we go. So then there's the z-score, x bar minus that mean of the x bars over that standard deviation of x bars. And so then if I'm going, what's the probability that they are less than? So I'm doing that norm CDF from negative 99, from negative 99 up to negative or 0.9. Okay, and so that was 81.59%. Next, number 3. Here we have this one. Oh, and I noticed that it is asking me about one selected apartment, as opposed to on the previous page when we were asked about 9 apartments. So that means, and I do have that the population is normally distributed. So see, I am allowed to do the normal model math about one single apartment. And then that's what I do here. So the probability that one single apartment is less than 950 is this 87.08%. So again, it was asking about the population, not a sampling distribution. So I ended up not even filling in this information down here because it didn't ask about that. Okay, next. Here was a proportion problem where 44% own a dog of the household, American households own a dog. And they take a sample of 60. So here was my sample. And then we are using this 0.44 in our formula standard deviation for proportions. Okay, and then we are asking about the p-hat of 0.40. So here we have our p-hat minus the mean of the p-hats over our standard deviation of the p-hats, and we want to go greater than that. So that's when we're going to norm CDF from that value, norm CDF, from the negative 0.63 up to 99. Okay, and that's how we get that 73.57%. And the last one that we will do on this review video is this number 5, where we're making 85% of the free throws is normally what's happening here. There is a sample size of 100. Now, she shoots 100. So, again, this 85 is what I'm using here. Now, please do not jump to the assumption that because it says 75, that it should then just be 0.75. That's a coincidence that it's 75 over 100. Okay, so that is why it happens to be 0.75 because it's referencing out of 100. Okay, later in this review, it asks out of a sample of size 50, so you would put your number out of 50. Okay, so we did our p hat minus the p over standard deviation, we get negative 2.78. And that's a very small percent. I guess, what did they want to see? Less than 75. So it's not very likely. And again, I norm CDF'd from negative 99, norm CDF from negative 99 to that negative 2.78. Okay, that's how we got such a small percent. All right, there's the first 5 of the review, and I hope you did well on those. So you're on track to do well on the sampling distributions test.